Well, it's time for your daily Viking update.
So if you saw in last night's video, I finished the, whatever you want to call this, the upright on the rad support. I don't know. I tied in the bottom of the rad support to this top fender edge. And now, this side, I duplicated it. I can't really see it now because it's dark in there, but yeah, that was what we did tonight. Built that to replicate the other side. So the radiator support is fully tacked in, still needs to be fully welded, but we'll get it tacked in. Then the next thing, I decided I should probably start working on steering column and brake setup. So to do that, I wanted to figure out kind of where this inner fender is going to sit. Now, obviously I need to do some trimming, but it actually comes really close to fitting. I'm quite surprised. It just misses the shock tower, which is quite nice. I can probably still run a decent sized shock in there. But yeah, I got to trim basically just along this bottom edge to follow the shape of the frame rail. And then once my radiator's in here, I'll need to probably cut this something right here-ish, something like that. But yeah, we're gonna trim up both sides of the inner fenders, get those in here, and then we can kind of figure out how much room we have left on the firewall. Now, on the topic of steering, I needed to find a steering column, and I actually did just that. Now, I wanted something very specific. Basically, in the Viking here, I wanted to keep the key in the dash. It goes right there. So if you want to keep the key in the dash, that doesn't really give you a whole lot of steering column options. So as you can see here, we have no key. This is your hazard switch. And we have a tilt column. It has a cruise control on the turn signal. It has an automatic shift lever. So this has all the options that I need. Now this is very, very difficult to come across because they didn't make a whole lot of these. So that column over there is actually the same column that I have in my 68 truck here. As you can see, I have tilt, I have automatic, with the key still in the dash. So that's exactly what I needed for this. So you can either get these columns out of a 67 to 72, like this is. However, they're very difficult to find with tilt. Now, both of these columns are actually out of mid-70s GM vans because they have the same options. They have the key in the dash, and the vans are much more common to find a tilt column.
Now, I will be mounting up that column in the coming days once I get these inner fenders trimmed and fitted. And I have to find a brake pedal that I can also modify to fit in here and work with the steering column as well. So like always, if you want to see more on my Viking content, be sure to head to the link in my bio. I've got a whole build series on YouTube if you follow that link. Also be sure to subscribe while you're over there and like the TikTok page too, because I try to post daily updates as well.